but you need it to make your ideas better. And sometimes your friends and your family and coworkers can't really give you good critical feedback. Critical feedback on anything you're doing is important. And sometimes your friends and your family and coworkers can't really give you good critical feedback, but you need it to make your ideas better or to make your project or whatever it is stronger. That's where AI comes in. AI can give you that critical feedback that you want to make your work better. This is why. Often you're going to ask for critical feedback from a peer, and they give you the best feedback they can most of the time. But the reality is that they won't always be able to give you the best feedback that you actually need, and also to make it timely. That's where AI comes into play. AI can actually help you get the feedback you need, make your work stronger and better, and do so that that final product is absolutely perfect and amazing. I'll show you two different examples. The first one will be a bad business idea that I have. And so I want AI to help me take this bad business idea, give me some feedback, and help make it stronger. That'll be the first one. All right, so this is my business idea. I'm going to sell boxes of paper clips to businesses on a daily basis. And I'll even have a subscription service. Now, we all know this is a horrible business idea, but I want the feedback of ChatGPT so I can make it a better business idea or ditch that one altogether and maybe make something else. All right, so what it did right off the bat was it gave me the good stuff, what's strong and what's interesting. Simple product, recurring need, convenience. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. And then it goes into major concerns and risks, market demand, acquisition challenge, logistics, subscription. These are all viable issues. I mean, if I'm selling paper clips, how much money could I possibly be making off of that? Not to mention that there's so many other players in that market who have more to offer than just paper clips. So I won't go through all this, but I will say this. I'm going to ask Chat to help make it better. So do you see what it did? I said, all right, I'll listen to your feedback, help make it better. And it's offering some really good suggestions to expand just from paper clips to essential office kits. Well, that makes more sense. And it explains what a bundle looks like, what that customization would also look like. Talks about the convenience, talks about the value through service. And you can see if I keep going back and forth, I can actually develop a really amazing business idea by using the critiques from chat to make it better. And that's an awesome opportunity that we all have. And that's feedback that maybe I would get from some friends in bits and pieces, but now I can get it in just a few minutes, and it's going to be solid feedback. And so now in the second example, I want ChatGPT to critique a project plan that I just put together. I know that my boss is really particular. I know he is a stickler for details, and I want to get some other feedback that my peers have all said, it looks great, but I want to really understand what I'm missing. All right, so I have attached the actual project plan and I'm asking for a brutal critique. And I mentioned that my boss is really into details because I want chat to know that. That's going to be important as part of the context. So you'll notice that chat will always come back first with the strengths and say the good things, the nice things, which is nice. And then it'll give you some good critiques here. So we have some strengths, which is nice. And it's going to give me some information on how things could be improved. And that's true. There's a lot of details that they're not there yet. And resource planning, testing details, you're right. There's no details in there about testing for QA or UAT. That's absolutely true. So this is all very good information. This is an awesome critique, but you might get that and say, oh my gosh, this is so daunting. And it is a little bit, but that's where AI can actually help you. What is this very last thing it says? If you want, I can help you rewrite or expand any section in detail. Just let me know which parts you want to tighten up first. can you tighten up everything? Now just imagine if you had a coworker that you asked to do that. You asked them to redo all the work that they've already done. They might not be super happy, but this is chat. It doesn't have any feelings. It doesn't care. So have it do everything all over again. I love that attitude. Absolutely. Here's a tightened, more detailed and polished version of your project plan. So it's going to take all the feedback, all that critique it just gave me, and implement it into this project plan. And again, we can go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, iterate and make it better. That's the whole idea. So what I love about both examples, whether I am creating a new business and I have a great business plan, or I have a project plan at work, in both examples, I want to make my work better, and I have to acknowledge that there's opportunity to improve that. And chat can help me do that. I don't have to simply depend on my coworkers or something else I find on the web, but I can ask chat, get immediate feedback, and it will help me with that feedback to make my work better. Go and share this with someone who could use this, and have a great day.